So my next question was along the lines of future technologies. I know within the next year, Apple has their new AR headset that's coming out. VR is already out. It's kind of hit or miss, I think, with a lot of people. Obviously, if you're not into AI, I'm sure you're not into VR.
Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to ask is how can you use augmented reality and virtual reality in a way for marketing? So I'll tip it up as far as like virtual tours and different things like that. How can those things be done?
I mean,
or utilized, I should say, not done. I don't think I expect you to know that.
No, I mean, it's tough from a standpoint of like really defining, because AR and VR have really went through a season where even a number of years ago, it seemed like we were a lot closer to that being a real thing. Like everybody was really, and then through COVID, some companies tried to really utilize AR and VR to like, I think even big companies like Facebook and people like that are still trying to figure out how this exactly works. I do feel like there's an opportunity to utilize it for doing, like you said, like demos or walkthroughs or things like that. But I feel like right now, the thing that's sort of overshadowed AR and VR is AI and how that's changing everything. I think companies have shifted their resources, because I think AR and VR is definitely coming, but it may be a little bit further out on the horizon than we maybe thought a couple years ago. But AI is here. Like AI is changing the landscape today. So I think a lot of the attention, and I feel like I maybe am dodging the question, but I feel like I don't really know where AR and VR are going to go, because I feel like everybody's sort of been like, there's sort of been a little bit of a pause button pushed on that. And now people are all focusing on AI. And I think AR and VR are going to be there, but I think it's a little bit further out on the horizon than right now. And I don't know how it's going to change. If a company were to come to me and have really be concerned about AR and VR, but not be focused on AI, I would be like, you're looking in the wrong, like you need to get on this. This is happening now. That's going to happen a little bit in the future.
Absolutely. I think this is much more of a niche communities for different products and services. Obviously, right now, like you said, I think VR has definitely kind of been not so much halted, but it's definitely slowed down. The hype has definitely kind of simmered down a little bit. And like I have my headset over there and I probably haven't put it on for 2 or 3 months just because I would play games with it. It's not something that I'm expecting to go in and to shop or do anything like that. I do have an engineer friend who says they kind of work community wise across the country to kind of go in and look at different parts and see how those things work as far as hydraulics or different things where they're trying to manipulate different types of systems. And I think it's a good way to have a collaboration and to try to figure things out, not so much on the marketing side right now. There's some other people too that are kind of, one of the things I was thinking about doing was, I forget which place it was, but you can kind of set up essentially a VR brick and mortar shop. But it's like if you were to sell T-shirts or different things like that, so people could kind of go in and see them. And then I don't know if you would actually be able to buy them in the physical T-shirt while you're going in and looking at them in VR, which is how different than going on Amazon or something and looking at a T-shirt on there. So
I don't think that anybody's brought a compelling, like, to your point, I don't think anybody's brought a compelling case to the fore that's like makes it better than what's already out there that already exists. Until that happens, so people are like, whoa, this is, if you think about even AI, nobody was talking about AI until about December of this last year when people realized how good Chat GPT was, and all of a sudden AI sort of took off. I think the same thing's going to happen with AR and VR until something comes out to where somebody's like, whoa, this is better than what was here yesterday. I don't think it's ever going to really catch traction. And that's the big thing. Like, I think the reason AI took off is because people started to see practical ways they could use it that was better than what they currently had. And I just don't feel like we're there yet for AR and VR.
No, for sure. I think, at least for me personally, I think that AR is going to kill VR. Because essentially, if you can put on glasses and you can have an experience or something that's within the real world, you're not like disappearing into putting on a headset and not being able to know what's going on. But if I put on some glasses that give me an AR experience, and I can kind of, I think I don't know if you were in the one when we saw, I forgot his name, but the Kaizen project, and as far as Tom Bailu and his experience and stuff, like those things seem like something that could be plausible and that people would enjoy. But it's not something that you're going to be using as far as a marketing experience, unless like you're going to show people vinyl wraps and how their car, you can pick your car. But it's like, we have those type of virtual tours now. So I don't think that there's going to be anything that's going, like you said, it's going to be way better than something that's already existing. So
I think what would be cool is like, I think where you might see it being implemented early, which wouldn't surprise me, is in the form of like an artist. Like you're seeing like, I can't remember the name of the place in Vegas that they just built. That's like a custom built, like fully immersed concert arena that U2's doing. Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
That U2 is doing concerts at. And it's like, I could see a situation where you would augment an actual performance with augmented reality glasses to the point where you'd be like, holy smokes, this is better than just seeing the concert, or this is better than just seeing the performance, because it's the performance and then there's all this other stuff going on as well. I think, that sphere thing is going to be pretty interesting because it's supposed to be a fully immersive concert experience. So I don't know what all that means, but I feel like it's going to be more than just watching 4 guys on a stage playing instruments.
I've done the NBA and different concerts in VR, and it's not that great. I think if it was something where I could go sit in the backyard and I have like a stage that all of a sudden appears with realistic people I can kind of walk up and see, that might be something that I think people would be interested in. But until then, and granted, I don't know if that's 2-3 years down the road,